Okay, this is Brian Johnson from Finance and Commerce, and I'm pleased to be joined by Tina Wyffels, the new president at BKBM Engineers, a Twin Cities-based structural and civil engineering firm. BKBM notes that Wyffels joined the company in 1999 as a structural design engineer and has been a core part of the firm's leadership team for more than 2 decades. Her appointment as president is a next step in a long-term leadership and ownership succession plan that keeps the firm's future in the hands of experienced internal leaders. So, Tina, thank you for joining me. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, great. Well, tell me, I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about your background and your new role with BKBM. But first, how long have you been in your new position as president of the company?
January 3rd is when I took over officially. Andy Roque, our previous president, is still here working part-time for the next several months to help with the transition. But yeah, officially for about 3 weeks now.
Okay, so you're just getting started, kind of getting hitting the ground running there in your new role.
Correct. But yes, this has been probably a transition that's been close to 3 years in the making. So it's been a slow learning curve, and now it's just official in title.
Okay, and can you just to back up a little bit, tell us a little bit more about your company and specific services you provide and what markets you work in?
Yeah, we do. We are probably 75% structural engineering focused and 25% civil engineering focused. And our structural engineering market is vertical construction, so anything building related. And then our civil engineering group does land development then for kind of our building developments, or sometimes we're hired for one, sometimes we're hired for both on the same project. Market wise, we have a heavy focus in education and hold on. Education, both primarily K-12, but some higher ed as well. Kind of government, municipal type work, multifamily housing, both senior housing, market rate, affordable housing, any of those. And then focusing a lot more in recent years in kind of the healthcare space, trying to mostly medical office buildings and kind of care facilities, treatment centers, those kind of projects. But really, we can do any type of structure.
Hmm. Okay. Any particular projects you'd care to mention that you've been working on?
Oh, that's a blur. That's always a tough question because there's just a lot going on any given day, and I always have to look at project names. Let's see if there's anything of major note. Lately, it seems like there's been a lot more in kind of the remodel space as opposed to new construction. So lots of kind of medical clinic renovations or some housing renovations in terms of trying to convert some senior housing units so that what used to be really small units are now almost like doubling the size of the units just to make things more livable for the residents. But yeah, nothing. I'm looking at my quick list here. Nothing specific in terms of naming out a name of a project.
Okay, just staying busy and do you expect to continue to see a pretty heavy workload in 2026?
We are, I would say, cautiously optimistic.
Hmm.
Our projections, we actually have a fiscal year that starts October 1. And so we are now 1 quarter into our fiscal year. So we set all of our goals and budgets 3 months ago and tried to be realistic in terms of kind of the uncertainty that we've been living for several years now. Um, but also trying to stretch ourselves a little bit too and not being complacent, making sure that we are pivoting and adapting as needed to make sure that we're successful as a business.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit more about some of your specific duties as president?
Yeah, the biggest thing, we transitioned to be 100% employee owned firm on October 1. And so a lot of my role this first year is just evolving that process, learning, making sure staff is understanding what that really means to them and to us as a firm, and just understanding all of the new things that come about with a new business structure. Um, Similarly, my main role, I guess, is just really kind of sustainability and growth for the firm. So just working with our team here in terms of making sure we're we're meeting new clients and kind of expanding our work where we can.
Okay. It looks like from your website, it looks like you're active in the Denver market as well as here in the Twin Cities. Is that right?
Yes, I was gonna, that was in my brain as
Mhm.
part of the last question. Yes, we have a team in Denver. Um, we have a relatively recent hire there that's fully committed to trying to really grow our brand out there, expand our client base out there, and is starting to really get some good momentum and has some recent successes as well. So it's some just positive momentum and exciting times there too, to just have that expanded opportunity in a market that's it, the project types and the kind of the culture of the people is very similar to Minnesota, and there's a lot of cross between our clients here and them having offices in the Denver market as well. So there's certainly some positive opportunities there that we're trying to explore.
And how many employees do you have company-wide?
Right now we are 43,
Okay. And one of
looking to
the
grow.
looking to grow. Well, that sort of segues into my next question. Just looking at the construction industry overall, I've heard a lot over and over again about the challenges of finding qualified workers. And I'm curious, how big of a concern is that specifically in your sector in the engineering world?
Definitely a concern. I think it's just the biggest concern is just that there's not a lot of people. So then people like firms in town that normally we're kind of friendly competition with are now maybe not being as friendly. And so just trying to navigate that change in terms of how quickly people are getting hired, even new grads right now, like they're not even done with they haven't even started their senior year of college and they've already got a job offer on the table. And so just making sure we're adapting both in kind of our benefits and our compensation that we're giving our staff to make sure that we're remaining competitive to not lose our current staff, and then doing what we can to, if there's people that are unhappy somewhere else, to try and explain to them kind of the opportunities and the benefits that they might see if they wanted to come and work with us. But there,
And
yeah, the number of people out there that are available seems like they're very hard to find.
mhm. And how do you go about finding workers? For instance, have you reached out to or mentored younger workers, especially women, let's say, who are interested in a career in engineering?
We do, we attend a lot of the local career fairs in the area, both kind of the upper Midwest is where we kind of connect with a lot of people. Um, we do hire summer interns, so we actually have a summer intern starting early. That's going to be here starting Friday of this week. Um, and then we are active locally and nationally in an organization called it's MINSE here at the local level, Minnesota Structural Engineers Association. It's through ACEC of Minnesota. And then I'm active at the national level through CASE, which is a coalition within ACEC, which is the Coalition of Structural Engineers. So trying to just use those both as kind of networks within our local industry and nationally, just more in terms of kind of running the business and understanding what other challenges other people are facing within the industry.
Now, how did you decide to get into this line of work? Is it something that you just had an interest in from an early age?
Kind of just had an interest. I always liked math and science. I liked building Legos. I actually started college thinking I wanted to be an architect. And one semester into college, I was done with all of my math classes, and it was an entire semester coursework of art. And I knew that wasn't quite the right fit. So was able to pivot slightly and kind of still be in the building related design field, but in in the math side of it as opposed to the art side of it.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any particular folks that you looked up to in the industry that sort of provided mentorship or any kind of you
I
just
did
kind of
not. I in my senior year of high school, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to be like in the financial world, like accounting, that kind of realm, or the architectural world. And my parents forced me to take a drafting class and also take an accounting class at the college that we had in town and to check kind of explore the two options and help me decide because there really wasn't any resources within my family or the friends and resources that I had growing up.
hmm. Well, it looks like you certainly made the right decision. And,
It's been a fun career, that's for sure, and lots of opportunities, I guess, and always have always been challenged and have always had opportunities for growth. So I'm very fortunate, that's for sure.
hmm. What are some of your goals for the company going forward? Do you just obviously I assume you're looking for continued growth and continued opportunities. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we really for the last couple years we've been pretty intentional in terms of just trying to diversify our business as best we can, just to try and like temper some of the uncertainty that's bound to be part of our world. So just trying to make sure we're being very intentional in meeting with clients, meeting with potential clients, trying to expand our client base, or and even expand the work that we do with certain clients because very few clients are like solely using us for all of their structural engineering or all of their civil engineering. Usually we are competing with the other local firms in the industry, and so just trying to be very intentional so that we can try and continue to grow from a revenue standpoint, and um, definitely focused on just long-term sustainability of BKBM as a firm. We've been in business for 58 years, I think, and part of the reason for transitioning to the employee ownership structure was just to try and really help that and make sure that long term BKBM is just um, successful, I guess. And
Yeah. Are you seeing the more young women interested in pursuing engineering as a career, I guess, compared to even when you started out?
that's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't. I don't know. I haven't done any research in terms of like understanding the demographics of who the recent college grads are that are coming out of the university. I know, I think numbers are still down, um,
Mhm.
but at the same point in time, I actually have a son who's a senior right now, and he is looking at going into civil engineering, and so we're doing a lot of the college tours, and certainly the schools that we have visited have all been unanimous in the sense that civil engineering is a very hot field to get
Mhm.
into, and it's a very good job market for those that are graduating in terms of finding careers in the field.
Well, it sounds like there are certainly opportunities for bright young minds out there who are want to find work in a growing field. Um,
Yes.
so good luck to you. Good luck to your son and all the young people out there looking for opportunities. Well, Tina, did you have any other thoughts that you'd like to share with me, or any other before I let you go? Any other thoughts about just kind of the direction the industry is headed, or your particular goals for the company, or anything like that?
I can't really think of anything else. No, I think we've covered quite a bit.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and good luck in your new role. And hopefully we can stay in touch in the future and maybe talk about some of the projects you're working on or some of the initiatives you have in mind. So
Sure. Sounds great. It was nice to meet you,
uh,
Brian. Thank you.
nice to meet you. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.